petri dish, the petri dish, the petri dish.
This is
The petri dish, the petri dish, the petri dish. This is the petri dish. There's something growing in here, and today it's the amount of people on the screen. Guys, we have a guest for fucking once. I did it. I locked one in. Everyone, please give it up for Mollman. There he is.
Yeah, here I am.
Hell yeah.
Clapping for myself.
And
Happy
of
to be here.
course, with me as always is Jonathan Allgood. There he is. I am your
Hi.
host, Bobby Benedict. Thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna have ourselves a grand old podcast time, but first, we gotta get to know we all gotta get to know each other a little better first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this podcast has a fun, deep lore moment. Jonathan used to live with us physically, and then he got whisked away because his brain stopped working so well.
Yeah.
And then while his brain wasn't working so well, he fell out a window and bonked some of his memories out. And now he lives in special homes for people that have things like that happen to their brain. But we love him just the same, and he's doing mostly fine. Honestly, I feel like the only thing that bonking your brain did was lose some of your memories and make you more Southern.
Okay. I feel like it's helped make me a better person. You know, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
Good news, he didn't find Jesus, though, so you don't got to worry about that.
No.
The accent really throws off a lot of it.
Let's be reasonable here. Yeah.
I feel like you gave me an explanation, but I'm more confused than ever.
Okay, good.
What is
Ask questions.
Your brain stopped working? Did you have a stroke?
No.
Just a short bout of psychosis.
Yeah,
okay.
I had some psychosis, and then I had some electroshock therapy, and then none of that really worked. And then I either fell/jumped out of a window. I'm not sure because I hit my head so hard.
Shook that Etch-a-Sketch real hard.
Right, very hard, yes. And now I have a traumatic brain injury that I'm recovering from. And so it's been a real process on a road to...
recovery?
Yeah.
Road to recovery?
Yeah, I'm sober now. I'm less
nice.
I would say I'm less of a piece of shit. I
Yeah.
used to be a big piece of shit, I would say, before. Yeah.
So brain injury equals I'm a good man now.
It bonked the sadness out of him.
Right. In this particular case, yes. It's not like this for everybody who receives a brain injury. There's a very wide spectrum of experiences people have from brain injuries.
Yes, we don't mean to make light of all brain injuries, just Jonathan sometimes.
Right.
Yes, that's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Is-
And I'm up for it. You know, I'm a clown.
Is your last name like a branding issue now? Because you have brain injuries.
Kind of good. Jonathan, kind of good.
Jonathan, good man, but bad mentally.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think it's more on point now than it ever was. Because
Okay.
I'm all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
It made him believe in himself more.
Oh, no.
Oh, so you're doing really bad then. Oh, God.
I was gonna start a writing a piece with "I still hate myself."
Okay.
Because that's the honest truth. It's not as bad as it was.
He still
but
has the
some-
stand-up comedy gene in him. It's
Yes.
still in there.
Yeah,
just dormant.
it never fully leaves.
No.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
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 We're right on.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's different. You know, it's just different.
And for Jonathan and everyone else, Mollman is now the guy to go to for coffee and comics here in town.
Hell yeah.
Because after too many of my friends died, I felt like a sergeant, in World War II, just seeing his platoon get picked apart one by one, and I was just like, I gotta hang this shit up. And Mollman was always, around and doing good anyway, and I would not have wanted to pass it to anybody else. I straight up tried to pass it to several other people,
And they didn't want it?
and they didn't want it.
Really?
And people I didn't want taking it really
Did want
wanted
it.
it, which is
Okay,
why
yeah, yeah, yeah.
when
Which
I
is why
left,
you didn't want them to have it.
yes. So when it went to you,
Oh,
I was like, everything's fine. And
okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need to come back.
Yeah.
Mollman has it. It's in good hands.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's why
Good,
I haven't
good.
been like, Mollman, give me my shit back, because I'm like, you can deal with that now.
You're like, actually, I don't want it
Yeah,
back.
I was like,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
Coffee and Comics, great place. Love going there. I just don't really like putting on events as much as I thought. It's a
Yeah.
big hassle.
It's a lot of fucking work, dude. It's so much stress. It's so much. And now I have another venue that I book monthly
Yeah.
too. So now I'm like,
Oh,
fuck, it's a
where
lot.
do you book monthly?
At Prost Biergarten. So it's the bar that I work at, but now I also do comedy shows there too.
Hell yeah,
Cool.
man. That's the way to
Great.
do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the way to do it.
It is
Well
the way to do it.
done.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's figured. It wouldn't be better to get a person on, and when I'm starting guests than Mollman, because he's really fucking killing it as like one of the people in the scene now. Like,
Oh, thank you.
you were just a little open micer only so long ago, and now you see the
Mhm.
bitter realities of being just on the other, being one of the gatekeepers, where you're
Just
like,
no.
why are all these open mic comedians mad at me for no reason?
Yeah, I don't know why. People just get mad at me, and I'm like, I'm just like, I'm trying to just have a fun time and
You've become
host.
the man, and you're just, I just show up here every week for fucking free. I don't know what your fucking deal is, man.
Yeah, I try to put on a good show, and then I'm the asshole because you're being creepy, and I have to kick you out. It's like, sorry,
Yeah.
you're the weirdo.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
What's
Nice.
funny for me is like there was plenty of bad times at the mic, but like my favorite one that was actually like reported and caused trouble was because of you, because you did some just like incidental crowd work to some uncomfortable minors in the crowd, and they just took it
Oh,
wrong and were mad and left Google reviews, and it was
yeah,
like I saw the review, I was like, Mollman didn't even fucking do anything.
yeah.
That was what was funny, is he called on some minors, he said some stuff, and he was like, nope, they're 14, this is bad now.
Yeah, yeah, and they threw a drink in my face afterwards.
Oh,
They were like
what?
trying to
Yeah.
fight him in the parking lot.
Oh,
No,
wow.
they weren't trying to fight me. They ran away immediately afterwards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're
Huh.
15-year-old. Okay, also, I didn't know they were 15.
Yeah,
It was like 18. They heckled me, and then
Speaking of-
I fired back, and then I embarrassed. The problem was I was like the third comedian,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, open mic comedians see something weird happen,
Yep.
and then
And they-
keep embarrassing
Yes.
these 15-year-old girls.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
they just
leave them
piled it
alone.
on.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have said what I said, but also I didn't know they were 15.
Yeah,
Oh,
it didn't come out.
yeah.
It wasn't just like he was like, "What are you, 15? Let's fuck." It wasn't. He wasn't like
No.
doing
No.
crazy shit. It's just like, yeah, it went really badly sideways. So that was like the only negative review, aside from the
Yeah.
very like one of our first nights. There was a negative review, but we read that aloud
Mhm.
at the mic and had a good giggle.
Yeah.
It was like the
Yeah.
only strike the mic had, because then the owner had to be like, "Hey, what's this Google review?"
Yeah. I still, it was actually a Yelp review
Yelp
that got
review.
taken down. I saved it because I had
Yeah.
to save it because it got taken
Right.
down because you can't
Yeah.
leave reviews if you're under 18. But
Oh.
what killed me is
Hmm.
even after they claimed I like sexually harassed them, and
Yeah.
they were upset that it wasn't a safe space for the queer community, little do they know that I'm queer, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
But at the end of the day,
Okay.
they still left it 2 stars, not 1, but 2.
It's like great coffee. Fuck
They're
it.
like-
Yeah.
They're like, he sexually assaulted me, but the alternative milk options were pretty dope.
okay.
Bakery fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
insane.
Good
Yeah,
times.
fun times, good times. Good
What you
times.
got, Jonathan?
Okay. Can I ask what? Okay. I've. What does it mean to be queer?
So I'd say
I
it just
don't know
means
that. Yeah.
if you're part of the LGBTQIA
Yeah.
plus community. So whether you're gay, trans, lesbian,
Okay.
asexual, things like that.
Okay.
It's
Whole umbrella.
yes,
Okay.
it's yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's pretty much what
Yeah.
it means.
All right. Yeah. I'm Southern. So
Yeah.
what's
Jonathan
the
still get called that, not reclaimed. He's still just like, that's a word people say, not
Yeah,
just at Walmart in my face.
yeah. So is Southern part of the queer community?
Yeah, I mean what? Okay, what? Yeah.
The A
I
is for
get
Appalachian. That's what it is.
Appalachian.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No, no, no.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not. I grew up in a very rural area, and it was we were like, I grew up in like the '70s. Is the
Mhm.
reality thing. So
Right.
I'm still learning things, and so when I meet people, I'm always like, I'm asking. I just ask directly and
No, that's good.
trying to
Yeah.
better understand things because I consider myself an ally,
Yeah,
um, for certain.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I grew up in
yeah.
South Dakota. Like, it's
Oh,
not like I came from a progressive area either.
okay,
You
okay.
know what I mean? Yeah,
Reno,
yeah.
to me, the lore in my mind of Reno was so much more progressive than
Which
where
is
I am
crazy to me.
from.
That's mind blowing to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
Reno's
I
more
was like,
progressive than
Reno.
some. Yeah, yeah.
It's very metropolitan. It's like
Right.
there are some rootin' tootin' dudes out there
Yeah.
for sure. But
Yeah.
but everybody was so nice and
Yeah.
friendly and just open and
Mhm.
would
Yeah.
just include you no matter
Yeah.
what. And it was just that was something
Yeah.
entirely different for me.
Yeah, to me in South Dakota, I grew up in Deadwood, South Dakota, a small town of like a
Oh
thousand
boy.
people. The
Okay.
queer people were just people that lived in Spearfish and went to college. That's
Okay.
essentially it's like these college kids gaying up the place.
You're like, they are
Ride,
just young. They're not all gay.
yeah,
Okay.
they're just young. They're just young and they ride longboards on campus.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Well, yeah.
carrying a backpack.
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would probably, yeah. I mean, at NC State, that probably could have gotten you called queer.
You can say it.
Okay, okay,
You can say
It sounds worse when you slow down.
okay, my bad. Yeah.
The queers.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, people would have said, queer. And also when I was there, the F word was still in fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that got fired off all the time, and it
Yeah.
was just like, yeah. And then I was in
Yeah.
the army, and there's only p words have
Ar-
feelings,
Army
and
is, and which is crazy because the Army is like the gayest. Aside from the Navy, they're like the gayest branch.
Yes.
oh really?
All the dudes I knew that were in the Army are all like,
Okay.
if not queer adjacent, all their buddies are just super gay with them.
They're
It's
just
just-
Okay.
it's the most homoerotic group of men you can be in without actually being in an orgy. For sure.
Okay.
They're just like, what?
Okay.
Sometimes we honk each other's balls. And I'm like, what do you, what?
No. No, I mean, we had to take showers together because they were like, we only got this one shower faucet and
We
you're
have
all
one
going
bucket
to
of
use
water.
it. Right, exactly. But other than that, it wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, and we
I-
would
it was-
spit
it
on
was-
each we would spit on each other's dick as soap. And that's how we'd get clean.
No, no, we would not spit shine each other's dicks.
Okay.
That is not something we would do. But no,
That's a Coast Guard thing.
maybe I don't know.
Confirmed.
What was that movie with Kevin Costner?
Kevin
about
Costner and Ashton Kutcher. Yeah.
Yeah, and
No,
Ashton Kutcher. Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
spit shining each other's knobs in that movie. I watched it like 3 times.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, anyways,
Yeah, before
sorry
we-
about that tangent.
Yeah, before we ruminate too much more upon the queer community, let's get into some games real quick. How
Yeah.
about we get into some man or bear?
Yes.
Ooh.
Now,
Yes.
if you haven't played
I'm
before,
super good at this.
yeah,
I'm
this is
so good. I'm
got to
so
explain
good
the
at
rules
this.
for
Yeah.
Mollman, because I mean,
Yeah.
Jonathan's way too
You're
good
saying
at it.
bear, but not a queer, large,
Not like,
hairy man.
well, usually not. Most
Okay.
Huh.
I read you news articles, and you have to guess whether they were perpetrated by a man or a bear.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
So let's
Gotcha.
start with number
But
one.
that's a good that you bring up a good point.
Was it a man or a bear who was hit by lightning and then plucked from a mountain area in Colorado by a helicopter?
I feel plucked is the key word there, right? You don't pluck a bear, right?
No.
Either that or
Bears do the plucking as far as I know.
yeah,
You know?
but also
Yeah.
you don't pluck a person either. I hit by lightning from mountain and record high.
I'm gonna say a man.
I
wanted to start off really hard this time.
This is a really difficult one because
It's gonna get way easier after this one.
okay, I think it's going to be a man because if a bear gets struck by lightning in the woods,
Yeah.
they just leave it there.
Right.
And no one's gonna
Yeah,
call
it's
911
just the
for a
dead
burning bear.
Right.
They
It's
don't
like if a
need-
bear shits in the does a bear shit in the woods.
Yeah.
What you know?
You both
Yeah,
going
you don't-
man?
I'm
Yeah,
going man.
going
Going man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
man.
Ooh,
You got it.
It wasn't.
More-
It
was
wasn't
multiple
just
men.
a man.
Multiple
it was multiple
men.
men.
It was multiple men.
Yes.
So yeah, you got
Uh-huh.
that one right. It was not bears.
How so was there more lightning strikes or were they just like holding hands?
I think it was like they were all together and the lightning was just like brr,
It
whatever.
just got all of them.
Yeah,
Huh.
they just happened to be standing in a zigzag pattern that it just
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
whatever the D&D
interesting.
5e rules for lightning are, they were exactly 5 feet apart.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Was it
Okay.
a man or a bear that roamed the woods for 2 years with a lid stuck on his neck?
Bear.
That's got to be a bear.
Yeah, it's got to be a bear.
Yeah, it was a Michigan
Yeah.
bear. He was just
Yeah,
roaming
yeah.
around with a trash can lid on his neck for 2 years.
I was like, that just if it's a man, then it just sounds like drag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just like that Indian guy who held his hand up until it atrophied. Like that could
Oh, yeah.
be. He's just like he's meditating on what is it to be refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
All right. Was it a man or a bear who found comfort in a teddy bear and costumed caregivers?
Bear.
Yeah, it's got to be a bear because it's not a story
Yeah.
if it's just a man.
Right.
Yeah, it's an orphaned
exactly.
cub. It would be weird if
An
they were just
orphan.
like some random kid just needed everyone to be dressed like bears.
Yeah. It's just like, just say he was at a furry convention. Like,
Yeah.
You guys are
I
3
mean,
for 3 so
that's
far.
that's Reno. That's Reno.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the
That's the
GSR.
fur- Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did a man or bear attack leave a woman in
Oh.
critical condition in Slovenia?
oh,
That
that's
could-
a difficult
That could
one.
be either. Yeah, it could be either. I mean, it wouldn't be a story if it were a man, but so it's got to be bear.
Well,
But it could go either way.
my
Yeah, well, it could say gang attack. You don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
well, I don't know if bears are in Slovenia.
Oh.
I
You know what I
don't-
mean? I don't know
honestly
anything
Yeah,
about
that's a good
Slovenia.
point.
Yeah, I couldn't
I
tell
know
you honestly
nothing
where
about
Slovenia
geography.
is. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. Nope. Don't know that.
So does the word have to be man or men, or is it just any human?
It can be any human.
Okay, so
Oh.
I was gonna say they wouldn't say
Yeah.
man attack.
Yeah, like that one. If the space was bigger, it could be like George Clooney.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go some type of human or man. I'm
All
going
right.
with that.
I'm going bear.
All right, our first split. Let's see who has it. It's a bear.
Oh
attack.
no.
Oh, Mollman, you finally lost 1 point. Okay, we have one more left though.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
this one's a little close to home. Was a man or bear euthanized after breaking into a trailer, swiping at campers near Lake Tahoe in California?
Huh.
It's got to be a bear.
Yeah.
Euthanization.
Right. They
Euthanization
wouldn't have
isn't
said
legal.
euthanize. They wouldn't have
California
said
has crazy
euthanize.
laws. Who knows? Maybe South Lake, anything can happen.
Is okay? Is that what? Never mind. Yeah, it's got to be.
You
a
both
bear.
say bear.
It's got to be a bear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta
it's a
be
black
bear.
bear. He got euthanized. He was
Yeah.
Shoot.
He was causing some problems. He was like swiped at a lady. He broke into a bunch of shit. He was not doing so hot. They put him down.
Yeah.
Damn, I got one wrong.
Yeah. So sorry, Mollman. We had to do it to you, but Jonathan is still the reigning champion of Manor Bear.
Reigning champion.
I was betting that from whatever, I just didn't think bears existed in Slovenia.
I
was like, bears are American, not European.
But they're Pakistani bears because of one headline that Bobby read to me this one time.
Oh, there's also bears. I assume outside of my dumb American brain are actually everywhere.
I feel like
I don't know.
I think the only place I would be like weirded out that there was bears is Africa, because Africa has way gnarlier shit than bears.
Yeah, they do.
Bears feel northern to me.
Yeah, or very southern.
Yeah.
They're cold and ice things.
I feel like anywhere there can be an elephant, there cannot be a bear, and vice versa.
The Venn diagram is two circles. It's bear elephants.
The only way they mix is like a zoo, and that's it. Every other time, can't be having them shits together.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, now it's time for us to talk some shit on other people, because we've already talked plenty of shit about ourselves. So we're gonna get into some "Am I the Asshole" stories, because you're not a millennial podcast unless you're ripping off things from Reddit.
Oh, okay.
Free content.
Nice.
It's right there for you.
I didn't know that was the case.
That's the algorithm now. They want to push out these stories like, am I the asshole for not making the people in my parents' polycule parents of the groom for my wedding?
What?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Am I the asshole for not making the people in my parents' polycule parents of the groom for the wedding?
Okay, he didn't make them the parents of the wedding. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the parents' polycule wanted the honorifics all together. Yes. Oh, you need some polycule explanation, Jonathan?
Yeah. What's a polycule?
Okay, so
because that sounds like a chemistry term.
Almost.
Pokemon.
Yeah. So polyamory is kind of like polygamy, where it's just a group of people all together.
Yeah,
doing whatever their relationship status is. Yeah, like some parts can be married while others are just dating, but polycules are a little more amorphous of a term.
Interesting.
Where it's just like they're all together. They're a unit. They're a polycule.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so this polycule wanted to all be honored together. So here's what the details are. My parents were married for 15 years when they opened up their relationship and became a polycule with 4 other people, 2 men and 2 women.
That doesn't seem like they opened their relationship. They just got rid of it.
They just hung out with 2 other couples, it sounds like to me. But I, 28 male, was 10 at the time. That's a crazy time to have your parents suddenly open up their relationship when you're 10. Because you can understand every part of it, but you're still like, ew.
Right.
It's like, oh, my parents are making out more.
With other people.
Yeah.
But also you don't have sex ed yet.
The transition was rough, and I never bonded very closely with the step-parents in my life. But I'm not on bad terms with anyone, and they are invited to my wedding later this year. The problem is how included they'll be and how they'll be addressed. I was upfront that my parents are going to be my parents, and the others will be family/guests. This has hurt feelings and angered my parents, who told me I have 6 parents who are all equally my parents and not just 2. My mom even told me that if I had been younger, they never would have told me who my birth parents are and who my non-birth parents are. That's how much it means to them. She told me to only acknowledge her and dad as my parents is saying we're not family. This is still an ongoing problem and something I don't know if I'm on the right side of or not. Making them all my parents for the day is not what I want, and it's not how I feel. But their feelings are hurt by this decision, so now I'm left with upsetting/angering everyone or sticking to how I truly feel. My fiance has my back and supports me regardless. Green flag, good. Yeah. Am I the asshole? No, your parents are crazy.
Right. What? No, yes, your parents are nuts. In fact, there's got to be something about who claimed on taxes. You know?
Right? That's, do it. Like, you do it. A wedding is legal paperwork. Do the legal paperwork.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the mom saying, if I could have chosen to not tell you who your birth parents are, is wild work. Like
Yeah, that is wild.
that makes me think her parents are trapped in a cult.
Right. Right. Yeah, also it's your wedding.
Right.
Right.
It's about you and your fiance. They are now also making it about themselves.
Yeah.
It's your wedding. You get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That must be even shittier when you have a mother-in-law, but times three. Mother-in-law's bridezilla, mother-in-law times three. It's like three bitches who aren't that important trying to all be important at once. Hell no.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still so close to my wedding a few months ago that I'm like, calm down. This didn't actually happen to you. You don't have to yell at anybody's multiple fucking polycule moms. I'm getting fucking heated about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Does that mean you had to yell at Alicia's moms?
I didn't have to actually yell at anyone, but so many scenarios pop up in your mind as you're planning.
Yeah.
That you're like, if this bitch pulls this shit, I'm gonna flip out.
Okay.
Right.
It's just like all you can ever think.
Okay.
So I was like, who am I willing to get in a fight with? All of them. Every single family member. I can't think of one I wouldn't fist fight the day of. But and also day of my wedding, everyone was wonderful too. Nothing bad ever happened at all. No one pulled any shit. No one got like too drunk and ruined anything. It was all nice.
Yeah, that's great.
And then we all just went and mobbed an In-N-Out at like midnight. It's still dressed up for the wedding.
Hell
yeah.
All right, let's get into this next story. Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to get a vasectomy? Which, for me, I'm like, wanting, no.
Yeah.
Wanting, no.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I have 5 kids. My husband and I have 1 child together. The other 4 aren't biologically his, even though he loves them as his own and has more to do with them than their own dad. He says he counts them as his children just as much as our daughter. I'm 29 and he's 30. 2 weeks ago, I decided I wanted to get my tubes tied, so I went to the clinic to get it done, only to wake up and find out they only tied 1 tube, but not the other one, because I had too much adhesions, so the surgeon didn't feel safe doing it. Fuck. And now I have 1 tube tied, and I'm still on the implant birth control, which I hate. Bro, it's not even, so this is already getting deep.
Yeah.
I asked my husband if he would get a vasectomy. He flat out refuses when I ask him. He flat out refuses me when I ask him why. He says because that's taking away his manhood. So he has no intention on ever getting it done. He knew from the start I'd only ever consider having 1 more child, and he'd have to be happy with that or find someone else. He agreed he would be happy with just the 1. We had multiple conversations about it. Even now he says he doesn't want any more kids, but won't get a vasectomy. I just think it's selfish of him. I've had 5 C-sections and I'm over being on birth control, but definitely don't want any more kids because he won't get it done. I have to stay on birth control until I get a second opinion and go to a bigger hospital to see if they'll finish my tubal ligation, but I've been told it will come with a lot of risks. I'm not even finishing this one. Her husband's an asshole.
Yeah. Anyone refuses to do anything because it affects their manhood, I'm just it sounds like you're being kind of a woman about it, actually.
Yeah. Like, bro, it sounds like a lot of your self-worth is tied up directly in jizz, which is so gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, my personality is all in my jizz, bro. You can't take it away.
Yeah.
Whatever tube that is, that's the one. That's the manhood.
Yeah.
Fucking... every paragraph I just kept being like, you don't need any more justification, your fucking husband sucks. Even after being like, we only want 1 more kid, we don't want any more children, we have 5. She seems way too reasonable for this guy.
Yeah. Well, there's probably a reason why he has a ton of kids.
Yeah.
And he's just now with him. It's because his manhood is too big for them.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's ridiculous.
She's not the asshole, her husband is, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Let's see. Am I the asshole for asking my wife to close in-home daycare? For the last 10 years, my wife has operated an in-home daycare. I am tired of it. This is definitely a guy who is like,
I'm just done.
Fucking kids every morning. They're in my fucking way. The parents are assholes. They destroy. Okay, let's see. Our living room has been converted to a classroom, and so it's unavailable for my family to use 24/7. We instead use the much smaller family room, and it's cramped, especially when we have guests. In addition, she converts the dining room to daycare space every workday and converts it back by the end of the day on most days. At least once a week, sometimes more. She doesn't feel like it, and we end up eating dinner in front of the TV so she can leave the dining room set up as a daycare space. Every workday, she leaves daycare stuff on our kitchen counters, and she stores her kids' food in our fridge and lots of daycare toys in our yard and on our back deck. She usually neatens them up at the end of the day, but sometimes doesn't, and it's a mess. It feels like my space is being encroached upon, and I really hate the mess it creates. Except for nap time, it feels like a chaotic zoo, and every morning the parents gather in our kitchen for about a half an hour chatting. I like them, but sometimes I don't want to see them. I might not feel like socializing or might not want to worry about looking presentable. Sometimes I'll stay in my bedroom or office until they have left so I don't see them. Our own kids do the same because they don't want to see them. I feel like I've lost my autonomy, sense of peace and quiet and privacy in my own home. I've told her a few years ago that this doesn't work for me, but we always just forget about it and nothing changes. So she has known for a while that I'm unhappy. Am I the asshole for finally insisting she close it and do something else for work? I said this last week. She feels sad and I do feel guilty, but honestly, I can't wait for this to be over.
Yeah, so
I don't think he's the asshole.
No, I don't
think he's an asshole. I think he's just... Yeah, it is tough, but I think he's just being honest with how he feels.
Yeah. Because when you were reading it, my first question was, well, did they mutually agree to do this together? But it sounds like she just kind of ignored him and just did it anyways.
Just started doing it.
Yeah, and that sucks. Like,
that does suck.
If you do want to do a daycare, that's great, that's fine. You should support her. But if it's like at a detriment to your own well-being, then that kind of sucks.
And it affecting their kids too. Like, it's not just him being an asshole. He's like, we are all fucking tired of this. You are ruining the sanctity of our house. Like, more and more, I'm like, yeah, this is, and they said years ago, they were like, this does not work. I do not like this. And they just ignored it. So I'm like, that's where you're not the asshole anymore. When you were like, I don't like this, it's not working, and they changed nothing. You were like, I brought my shit up. Get all these fuckers out of my house.
Yeah.
Right. I get it, because I am a man who lives and works in this exact space, and then also does fun things in it. I don't leave this office a lot. If there was other people in here fucking with me, I'd be so pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing you can do, unless she decides to listen to you finally, is get a different apartment and live there. Yeah. Move out.
Just get out.
Yeah. Just move out.
Yeah. See if she even notices.
Take them. Get a storage unit. If you can't afford it, get a storage unit until you get arrested. And then just live in jail.
What's crazy to me is it sounds like it would be a lot easier if she was just a babysitter and not a full-time daycare. Like, just take on 1 or 2 kids at a higher price.
Right.
And that way you get to keep your house the same.
Maybe you can like negotiate, be like, hey, just put some restrictions during certain times of the day or something.
Yeah. Like, this starts up at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Give me some daytime to wake up, be a person, and some nighttime to be a person there as well. Make it like a 8-hour or like a 10-hour day thing. So there's like a good ability to like actually exist outside of that.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it takes away his entire life.
Yeah.
That's a good solution. I like that, because I was just reading the whole thing. I was like, shut the whole house down.
Here's a devious thought. Start hitting on the moms in front of her. That way she'll not want the moms over.
Yeah. Wake up super early and make muffins and just be like, hey, everyone.
Confuse her, hit on the dads.
Yeah. start a 6-person polycule. Make your children be in your marriage.
Yes.
Fuck. All right. Well, that's all the Am I the Asshole stories. I think we solved everyone's problems. I think we did good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's fucking land this bird. Jonathan, you got any cool things coming up? Anything to shout out?
I mean, I live in paradise. So,
hell yeah.
So I'm just taking this opportunity to say thank you to that and to be grateful for that. No, I don't really have anything going on otherwise.
Yeehaw. Mollman, what you got going on?
I got next showcase at Coffee and Comics is on July 12th. Got Josh Barnes
Nice.
from Eureka headlining, and he's gonna
Ooh.
do an album taping,
Yo, that's
which is
dope.
super
Nice.
sick. So definitely
Yeah.
look out for that. Other than that,
Cool.
just Coffee and Comics every Tuesdays at 7.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Josh Barnes has one more album out there, Petty Since 83, I believe it's called.
I
It was a
Okay.
really
think so.
good album. I remember listening to it a
Mhm,
few times.
mhm,
So yeah, he's fucking dope. I'm gonna have to come out to that. But there's also
definitely.
a punk festival down in Carson City that day. But that
Oh,
starts at
yeah.
like 1 p.m. So I'm probably gonna go down there early, see some bands,
There you
have a
go.
beer, and then come hang
Yeah.
out with you guys with Josh, because that'll be dope as fuck.
Hell yeah.
That's
Nice.
gonna be a busy ass weekend for me because July
Yeah.
11th we are saying farewell to Reno legend Matt Wiegand as him and his
Yeah.
family moved to Honduras.
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
What?
Matt Wiegand is
Yep.
saying adios to Reno and going to teach kids in Honduras.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we're gonna have a big old show. Kate Brady and Sam Corbin are coming out of retirement to throw some haymakers and do some
Nice.
comedy. So
Fuck yeah.
I'm
Hell
very
yeah.
excited for that show. And then a couple
That's
days after
cool.
that, Sunday the 13th, I am doing Noelle Sherman's Picnic Show, which I believe
Hmm.
is a
Okay.
new Sunday series she's doing of free comedy shows, which I am
Mm-hmm.
very excited for because Picnic is a fun
Dang.
venue.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
that tonight, actually.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm stoked.
That's
Yeah.
That's dope.
awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember going to picnic,
Hell
sort
yeah.
of. I remember being really drunk there one time and there being like a jam band, and I was like, dude, this sounds like shit, but everything else is nice. Yeah.
It sounds like shit, but everything else is nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a jam band person at
Right.
all. Yeah.
Fair.
That shit ugh, is
Fair
for
enough.
Hell yeah.
the birds.
Shout out to Picnic.
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
to Picnic.
Yeah, Picnic's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, their booking agent
Yeah.
was questionable.
Picnic,
Have-
yes. Jam bands, no.
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 Noelle's
yes.
bookings, yes.
Yes.
That person's
Yes.
bookings, no.
No.
Right.
Picnic.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Picnic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. All right. Everyone,
Mhm.
that's been the Petri Dish. Thanks for tuning in. Listen to the ads at the end and buy all the stuff. Join the Navy to be a nuclear engineer and get a savings account. All right.